everyone, Kyle here for the ShoddyCast channel, bringing you yet another edition of the Farmer's Almanac. This week we're going to not actually go out into the wilderness. Instead, we are going to concentrate on dungeons. Especially, we're going to be talking about the Citadel of Flame, since that's the one that I actually did for this video. A lot of people, when they go out farming, they kind of look away from dungeons for some reason, but you can actually make quite a bit of money in a few different ways by doing dungeons. Alright, so like I said, I did Citadel of Flame. I did both Path 1 and 2. It took me about 40 minutes to do, which I can prove in the video there, as I have the time in the beginning and the end there. Alright, so I did those. Again, it only took me about 40 minutes. It was a good group. Let's see. A new thing which I hadn't noticed before, you get these bags of wondrous goods. When you open those up, they drop 3 things within that. They give you liquid karma. Those will give you 400 karma when you open those up. It'll give you a bag of gold, which gives you around 5 silver. I haven't really been able to tell exactly how much it gives you. It might be random, but it's about 5 silver for that. And then it also gives you 3 dungeon tokens for the dungeon that you were in, obviously, when you had got those bags of wondrous goods. So that's an extra little bonus, and you get those whenever you kill a legendary or a champion within the dungeon itself. So that's the Citadel of Flame. A very easy farm, and that's probably one of the more popular ones. Also, there is Honor of the Waves. This one I still have not yet done, but I hear the first path is the easiest one to do. It takes about 15-20 minutes, 30 minutes if you're in kind of a sluggish group. And then there's Ascalonian Catacombs, which is a lower level instance, but still worth doing, Path 1. And of course these are all explorable when I say Path 1, Path 2, whatever, not the story mode, because you will get more money when you do the explorable. So at the end of all these dungeons, when you finish the final boss, you also get a chest. Well, you get several chests throughout the dungeon, but you get the big final chest at the end, and that'll give you, if it's your first time running the instance for the day, it'll give you around 26 to 28 silver. It'll give you a bunch of karma, a bunch of experience, and then of course 60 of the, I guess they call them trophies. 60 of the trophies that you can then use to turn into the guys over at Lion's Arch, you know, that bank of people that you can turn in for dungeon type equipment, be it armor, weapons, what have you. So you get those as well. So again, I would not run these more than just once a day. I would run each path or a couple of the paths for these dungeons, especially daily, because you will get quite a bit of money from them. Keep in mind that I believe the server resets at, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, so 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. I believe that's correct. But anyways, so in just the 40 minutes that I had ran COF, I got 135 of those char carvings. Those are the trophies for that dungeon. If you then take those, take them to that bank area with all those NPCs that you can turn those in for. Turn them in for the lowest costing rare items. Like if you see, I traded them in for the hoods, so I got 4 of those, I believe, and then break those down with your salvaging kits, the highest ones you can afford, and then you can get ectos from those. So I actually got 6 ectos extra on top of everything that I got by turning in those char carvings for those hoods. So if you don't need the armor or you don't need anything else for those char carvings, turn those in and get those hoods or whatever. I think there were like 30 char carvings each, and then just break those down for their ectos. So I got a bunch more money for that. So after selling everything that I got a few crafting materials, a bunch of different weapons and armors that I sold. I also broke down a rare that I got, but of course, just got mithril ore, big whoop. But all together, I got 3.72 gold in just 40 minutes of work. So think about that, 3.72 gold in 40 minutes of work, and you can do this every day. So, and that was just one dungeon, so if I did the other 2, who knows, I could have made like 10 gold within, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours of work altogether. That's including finding groups and selling everything. So I could have made like 10 gold in like 3-4 hours. It's amazing. So definitely go out there, do these dungeons. Don't ignore them. They're there, and a lot of people are just ignoring them, going out and doing their usual farms. But you should really be doing these. Also, the new instance, Fractals of the Mist? I still have yet to do that as well. I know there's a bunch of different levels you can do. It like gets harder and harder, I guess. But I hear a lot of rares drop in there, so that's a lot of chance for ectos or selling that on the trading post. So yes, please go out there, do your dungeons, get those Omnom berry bars for the added gold that you get from each monster that drops gold. And of course your Magic Find gear. My Magic Find gear, as ugly as it is, I hate the look of the armor, but I wear it because it, increases my drop rate chance. So yeah. Alright, so the rest of this video is just going to be me griping a bit. So if you don't want to hear it, I won't be offended if you go ahead and switch to another video. But anyways, yes. For some reason, with ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2, and I mean I loved the game, I was anticipating it so much, and I loved leveling up my first character and everything, but they are nerfing the crap out of everything in this game. You cannot seem to make money, like, at all. And whenever you find something that starts getting you money, they go ahead and nerf it, and it's been annoying the crap out of me. And I've also been noticing, I was defending this game so much when people were talking about there not being any end game and stuff like that. And I'm starting to understand now that really everyone is just going for their legendary weapons or doing like world versus world. And that's pretty much all people are doing. No one's doing the instances or anything like that. And it's really annoying me. There's so much more stuff people can be doing in the game, but it seems like the only thing people are doing is going for their legendary weapons. And it's like, and then what? It's like the only version of a gear treadmill in Guild Wars 2, and it's barely even for the stats, since it's just a minute difference in stats. It's just for the looks of it, which, I mean, some of these are amazing. Have you seen, like, the Twilight Greatsword? It's ridiculous. But it's just... ArenaNet is just annoying me so much, the fact that they're nerfing everything, and it's just, it takes any fun away from the game at all. Like going back to Guild Wars 1, yes, they did nerf some things, but not really. Some of the drop chances were nerfed a bit, and I mean there were some exploits obviously that they had closed out, but they also allowed some exploits, if you can call them that, like the 55 build with, like, what was it, the Monk and Necro, or Necro Monk, however you wanted to go, using that Grim, whatever the heck that thing was, and using all those superior runes that dropped your health down to 55. That was basically an exploit, but they allowed it. And they said, wow, that's cool, that's inventive, we'll allow that to go. And also, just, wow, farming in general was just more fun in Guild Wars 1. Like, I made a lot of my money, at least until Eye of the North, through Nightfall. I made all my money just farming, farming the bosses that dropped their green unique weapons and selling them for only, like, what was it, 15 silver or whatever the money was. Was it 15 gold? 15 platinum? So you didn't make a whole lot of money, but it was still fun going out there and, collecting 5 of these unique weapons and then selling them. Of course, until the Zaishen chests came out, then that's what I was all about, was getting those Zaishen keys and opening those chests and seeing what you got. Which, by the way, I'm going to finally gloat about this. I know my brother has probably heard it 15 times. I was the first person to ever get an everlasting Beetlejuice tonic out of a Zaishen chest. And no one believed me or anything, but I sold that thing for so much money. Because the Zaishen chest was out for maybe a month, and everyone was posting their drops and everything. And yeah, I was the first one to actually get it. I was the one that confirmed that the chest actually could drop something like that. And I sold that thing for stacks of arm braces and ectos, and I could have got one of those little mini Kanaxai whatever things, or a mini panda, those things that sold for a ridiculous amount of money. But yeah, I just wanted to gloat about that. Except it did kind of break the game for me, because I could afford anything I ever wanted. But anyways, back on my rant. What is going on with Guild Wars 2? I mean, the game seems to be dying, which, isn't a huge deal since it is free to play and everything, but it's just, I expected so much more out of the game when it came to endgame content, even though, everyone was arguing that there was no endgame content, and I was arguing back saying that there's going to be dungeons and stuff and plenty of farming and all that stuff, but it just does not seem to be there like I had thought. Yes, they're adding content slowly, so I can't yell at them about that. They did add the fractal stuff, and they're doing pretty well with the holiday events and everything that they've always have been doing well about, but it's just, this game is getting harder and harder to continue playing, because, a lot of the content I don't want to repeat again, because I seem to have to do a lot of the same content throughout the whole world to get to 80. Maybe they should have lowered the leveling cap or something like that. Because really the only reason I would go into Guild Wars and play a new character all the way through again is just to see the storyline from a different perspective, be it through a different guild, not going through the Shadows one, Order of Whispers, and going through like the Vigil or whatever like that. Maybe that would be cool to do that, but eventually I will, since it is free to play and the game's there. But it's just, I'm not enjoying the game as much as I thought I would have, and a lot of it has to do with the nerfing and everything that they're doing. And it's just, I'm just going to end it there. I'm sure you've heard enough, if, the three of you that are still there listening. Anyways, this has been Kyle for the ShoddyCast channel, and we will catch you later.